scanners are people who don't want to dive deeply. Sometimes they want to go deeply into something for a while, but sometimes they don't even want to do that, but they never stick with one thing. They never stick with anything. And they just scan the horizon, and the world looks so rich to them. The possibilities, the things that they see that they want to do look so rich that the very idea of picking only one and not doing the others, it just puts them into a depression. However, they try to be divers. They try to be divers because the whole world tells them, and they bought it, you know, if you just find one thing that you really cared about, you know, you go to career counselors and they say, oh, you're good at everything. Well, pick one and go for that. And the scanner stands there and goes, thanks for nothing. You know, I knew that before I came. They try so hard, and all their troubles come from that. They don't understand they're different. Let me ask you a question. How many people in the audience wish they were divers? That they had known what they wanted, they could find the one big thing, they could do it and feel like $1 million and stick with it and they wouldn't worry. Has anybody ever felt that way? Like, if only I knew what I wanted, I would do it, right? You didn't tell the truth just now. You don't know it, but you didn't tell the truth just now. I can prove that. How would you like to be told that you can only do one thing for the rest of your life and not any others? If that feels good, raise your hand again. Oh, the usual number. In other words, you don't want to be a diver. You just wish you wanted to be a diver. You want to be a scanner. You want to be exactly what you are. A scanner is like a bird who wishes they could swim. It isn't that they can't swim. It's that they love to fly. So every time you refuse to be a diver, and believe me, you do refuse. I mean, this show is called Refuse to Choose. You already refuse to choose. You just don't want to admit it, even to yourself, because you're ashamed and guilty. And that's all going to change today. But every time you refuse to choose, you make your life very tough, which means to me that you got a lot of guts and that you have a lot of integrity. Because when you tell a scanner they can only do one thing, that's like telling a mother she can only feed one of her children this week. It's out of the question. So you keep trying, and all of you think, well, if I just found the one big thing, you know, then I would be okay, right? Yeah, well, listen carefully. There is no one big thing for you. There isn't. You will never be satisfied with one path. You are very bright, you are a fast thinker, you are multi-talented, and when you're like that, you always want to learn new things. And as soon as you learn them, you're done. And the rest of the world thinks you're flaky and you've been changing your mind. But you aren't. It's like saying, okay, I want lunch. Okay, I ate lunch. Okay, I'm leaving. Somebody says, why are you leaving? You're supposed to sit there and say, I'm not leaving ever. I commit myself to lunch for the rest of my life. And the crazy thing is that you are a new creature. You're a new kind of animal. Let me ask you some questions. Make sure I've got all the right people in the audience. Raise your hands if any of this reminds you, if you've ever said this to yourself. First of all, have you ever said to yourself, I know I should focus, and I do, but I just can't stick to anything. Did you ever say that? Okay. Did you ever say, I thought I found something that was really interesting, and then it fizzled out. I lost interest. I do that all the time. Anybody? Oh, good, audience. Have you ever said to yourself, I'm doing something, and then I suddenly find I'm off on another tangent, because that also... Have you ever said to yourself, once I know how to do something, then I get bored? Huh? Recognize yourself. Have you ever said, I keep dropping what I'm doing. I come back again, but I just keep dropping it. I keep forgetting what I'm doing. And yeah, okay. Has anybody ever said, I don't want to do anything twice. Life's too short. Right? I don't want to do anything 2 times. Once I've done it, I want to put a sign on that says, thanks, I did that already. Right? Do any of you find that you're working at jobs that are really below your skill level and below your money level because you can't bear to commit to some career? Okay. Have you ever said, I think everyone has a destiny in this world except me? Because I can't find mine. I want mine, but... Did you ever pull away from doing one thing Because you're afraid you'll miss something else. But are you too busy, but when you finally find a little time, do you not do what you love anyway? Right? Oh, all I need is some time. Okay, I got some time. Maybe I'll clean the sink again. Did you ever feel like, I'm never going to be an expert in anything? Maybe I am smart, but what's the point? You know, I'm always like a beginner. It's like life 101 for me. You know, I take everything one. Have you ever felt that way? Hands? Anybody like that here? Like life is a survey class? Oh. You are laboring under a bunch of myths. The first one is that there is something wrong with you. And there is nothing wrong with you. You are different. You're a different kind of creature. You're not supposed to do what a diver does. You're supposed to do what a scanner does. And when people say, what are you going to choose? You have to say, I refuse to choose. And when people say why, say, if you got to ask, you wouldn't understand the answer. The other myth is that you must choose one thing. There is simply no way to achieve anything, to accomplish anything, to get anywhere. There's no way to earn a living if you will not choose one thing. That's not true. Listen really carefully. You are a scanner. A scanner has to do everything. Everything. I'm not kidding. If you are interested in history and animals and painting and Bangkok and shoemaking and hats and then all this stuff that you don't know about yet, but you will get interested as soon as you find it exists, right? You have to do it. If you don't love anything you don't have a gift for. Nobody does. Scanners, divers, nobody loves anything they don't have a talent for. It's not possible. And when you love something, when you have a talent for it, you have special eyes. You see it better than other people, so you can do it better than other people. So a lot of things interest you that don't interest other people. Also, if you're smart, you tend to see the potential in a lot of things that other people don't see the potential in. And if there's one thing a scanner's gifted at, it's potential.